She just wants to talk, and she wants to go to a doctor's to talk, not to talk about like this and that. She just but she can't get that at doctors. She can't get that in her social group, and again, that's an effect on her mental health, on her physical health, because again, humans are social creatures, and again, it's this narrative of like we don't think of the bigger picture with health. It's very like take this for that. And again, 7 to 8 minutes for an appointment is subpar. But again, where do you go from there? Like again, I do private. I work with private clients, and not everyone can obviously afford my services. But again, there has to be a bigger gap where either the system puts money into prevention, puts money into health coaches, puts money into community incentives where people gather around and everyone shares ideas or something, because again, it's just going to dire it's a dire state essentially.
Because you see that a lot, like people kind of go, I need to get fitter. Okay, what are you going to do? I'm going to work out. Okay, how are you going to work out? No idea. You say, how are you going to eat better? No idea. It's they know the buzzwords, but they don't know how to do it. And I love this sort of focus.
But with that, like, you don't need to do too much. Like, you don't need to know these things. You don't need to know the best time of training. You don't need to know the best workout, pre-workout mode. Someone asked me on a message yesterday what he's doing. He said he's doing running, and he's worrying about his electrolytes, the minerals for running. And I was like, listen, he said he's just starting out. I said, just run. Like, don't worry about that.
Just do the beer.
Yeah, and again, even just performing exercise, you upregulate certain metabolic enzymes within the cell, which improves metabolism. And this is not even adding any nutrients in. The act of running alone and just doing something instead of thinking about the scenario, it is a problem. You just need to do something, whether it's this or that. It's a step in that direction of doing something, and hopefully it's obviously in the beneficial pathway of doing something. But again, just getting outside the door, and any form of movement, any form of like single ingredient food. And of course, we can go into the details about like minutiae and context and nuances. But at the end of the day, the majority of people have so much poor health. They just need to get going. They just need to be doing something in the right direction.
No, that's a fantastic answer. So how do we use this holistic approach that you use to kind of optimize your health? Like, how do we start looking at, you've talked about low-hanging fruits for us to tackle. Are there sort of basic rules that you think people should live by? Is it like outside for 20 minutes, eat foods that your ancestors would eat? Is there general prompts that you would start giving people to say, just do that for the bare minimum, then start introducing all these extra things?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question, but again, it's a really simple answer. But the simple answer is it's harder than it sounds. And it's harder than it sounds because, again, you're telling someone to do something so simple, like, hey, when you wake up in the morning, just go outside. Don't put any slippers on. Don't put any shoes on.